Three things I like in the cycling world: single speeds, folding bikes, e-bikes. There are many more, but you know what else I like is when I don't have to build it. Yes. Welcome back to Downhill Smooth Tarmac, and it is a monumental episode for the channel because we are reviewing our first bike sent in to us by a manufacturer and not built by my grubby mitts. Do you want to see what we've got? Because I'm really excited. It's quirky, very quirky. Okay, so for the first time on Downhill Smooth Tarmac, here it is, a brand new bike for review, and it's the Hitway BK35. Now before I tell you all about it, let's cut back to me unboxing this after a Saturday morning ride. Here we go. Okay, so it's not very often I don't film in the workshop, but Mo has got my attention because while we've been out riding, he's taken a delivery, haven't you, Mo? Should we see what it is? Yeah. So, while I was out riding in the freezing cold today, Ming and Mo here have taken delivery of something really special for Downhill Smooth Tarmac. This is the first bike that I've been sent to review, and it's something that I love a little bit of, and little is the operative word. As you can see by the box, this isn't going to be any gravel beast, but it is going to be something that I think is going to come in really handy. So let's dig in and let me show you what it is. Before you say anything, this is totally within the bargain realm that I know and love. So let's have a little look inside the box. So what have I got here? I've got a lock and a user manual and a battery. That's right, this is an e-bike. Okay, so what is in the box? Well, what we have here is a folding e-bike from a company called Hitway, which I'm not going to pretend I've heard of before, but there's so many of these kind of firms out there. When they approached me, I wanted something useful, and they offered me a couple of folding bikes, which I think are going to come in really handy for the commuter types among us. As you know, I often use a folding bike when I go down to Bristol, and also I'm having terrible traffic problems trying to get into work in Leicester. So this could come in really handy. And even if it's not a long-term prospect, the least we can do is give it a thoroughly good review. So let's whip it out of the box and see what we're dealing with. Now, I do want to make it abundantly clear that although they have supplied this bike to me kindly, Hitway, thank you for recognising my little channel, the review I give you will be honest. So let's hope this is a good bike, because if there's any shortcomings, I will let you know. I'll tell you what is good and what is bad. I'll also talk about the price, because this isn't expensive and could actually be just the right thing for you to keep in the back of a campervan or van to get through traffic. Who knows? But anyway, let's whip it out and have a look. What do we have? Tools. Folding handle. No, not interested in reflectors. Oh, there's a seat post there. That's quite handy. Well, all right. Obviously, this is going to need building up properly. But the least we can do is have a cheeky look. Once we've had a brief look here, we're going to go to the workshop to set this up properly, because one thing I will be doing is setting this bike up to British standards within reason. Do a little bit of bicycle Jenga. Is that connected still? Good Lord, I'm going to look like comedy gold riding this thing. I have to say, first impressions, paint quality, very good. That's kind of one of the things I like to look out for and stuff like this, especially the more budget end of the market. I want to see what the quality of the actual frame is like before we get any further. So from what I can tell, the reason why I picked this one, I was offered two to review. The reason why I picked this one to review is because it is a single geared bike. And I think if you're going to have an e-bike that folds up and goes in your van or on the train, it's going to have a specific role to fulfill, and that is going to be just as a commuter, just to get you around. Got to be honest, I wasn't expecting the frame to be this nice a quality. The welds are good, it's a basic thing, but the paint is of excellent quality. Really is nice. This is where a battery's going to go, I'm guessing. Put the seat at its minimum insertion. Well, there we go. Right, I'm going to finish getting this, basically get all the foam off and get it ready. I'm going to roll her into the workshop. We'll do a PDI on it. So let's do that now. Okay, so with it out of the box and into the stand here in the workshop, it's good to give this a thorough check over, see what it's all about before we get out on the road and see how it rides. So let's just cut back and just have a look at this. As I said in the video, I'm super impressed with the finish. The finish of the bike is beautiful, really nice paint, and I love the black and white mudguards blending in, a bit like I did on my Rally Equip. It's got a lovely little flow to it. It's not the lightest thing in the world, but it's not that heavy either, and as you saw in the box, it folds up nice and small, and that is where I think this is going to win out. But going back to the features, the BK35 is single speed. I picked it because this is going to be nice and low maintenance. There's no need for anything more than a single drivetrain on here. It comes with folding pedals and it comes with a battery. Yeah, so the BK35 comes with a 6 amp hour battery, which isn't a great deal, but you're not going to be doing mega miles on this. My vision for this is it's the kind of thing you stick in the back of the van or on the train to get about on in between destinations. For example, like when I go to Bristol, to our site there, this would be absolutely perfect for getting from the Airbnb or from the train down to work. That is what this bad boy is for. But before we get it out on the road, we need to check it over. Now, I want to say one thing. Okay, so let me just get this out in the open. I've seen a few reviews of the BK35 and other bikes whilst I've been doing my research, and in one particular review, the reviewer was extolling the virtues of how this bike is ready to ride straight out of the box. Now, as a mechanic, I'm just going to put it out there and say that is simply not the case. No bike, no matter where you buy it from or who makes it, is ready out of the box. Okay, I'll give you a prime example. That reviewer said that these bikes, when they come out of the box, the brakes are amazing. This disc brake is touching the lever. It needs tweaking. I wouldn't expect it any other way straight out of the box. So it works, but it's not ideal. And while we're on the brakes, let me show you this. I'm going to spin the front wheel. This, by British standards, is the front brake, the right-hand lever. I'm holding it, nothing's happening. That's because it's over here, because this bike is built up for continental or American standards. For this to meet British standards of safety, they need switching round, and it's not even a big job. But let's be completely clear. Every bike needs checking out of the box. They're not ready to ride. People are going to be disappointed if you pull this out of the box and don't check it over. I mean, it's all very well saying it's ready to ride out of the box. I've not even checked that, but I'm just reaching over. Yeah, that chain's bone dry, so it's not ready to ride. It'll work, but it won't last very long. We're not really doing Hitway justice, are we, if we don't prep it properly? So let's do that. Okay. So I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of every single thing I do on a PDI check, because that's for another video. But I am going to sort these brakes out very quickly. I'm going to do that by just releasing the brake cables enough that I can take them out at the lever end and switch them round. This actually gives us a chance to look at the quality of the build of the Hitway as well. Should point out, as we get into this, Hitway have been kind enough to send me this bike, but I did tell them that I would be honest in my opinions. So I am on the lookout as I put this back together for any corner cutting measures, bearing in mind that this bike is around the £500 price point. So it is, well, for a little folding e-bike, it's a blooming bargain really. And so far I have been genuinely impressed. So it's nice to see we've got some nice alloy levers. They're not plastic, which is great. That's good to see. And they're now going to be connected to the right disc brakes. All credit to Hitway, whoever's built this bike has set the cable disc brakes up nicely. tighten that up. Oh yeah, look at that little rotor. And it's now working on the front brake. And now that's a great feeling brake. Lovely. Just going to quickly do the back. Okay, with those brakes done, the next thing we noticed was that we've got no lubrication on the chain. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh dear, I've only got some dry lubricant here. I'm just going to go ahead and put some milky dry lubricant on this chain. Oh my goodness. I'm doing a liberal helping of dry lube just to get this. This is a painted chain as well. With being a painted chain and me only having dry lubricant, I'm just gonna give it a once over with that. Okay, I'm gonna just check all the connections as well while I'm in this area, just to see everything is as it should be. Now at this point, we'd normally go around and torque everything up. I'm not gonna worry about doing all of those kind of things on camera. I'm gonna do it before I take it out though. And another thing, I know I should be putting the reflectors in the wheels. It's got like tiny little orange reflectors. I can't do it, I just can't. I've got my front and rear reflectors. Yeah, take my chances on that one, I'm gonna be bad. But I am gonna put some air in the tyres, I know that much, to give this little thing all the help it can get to go flying along the road. Oh, do the front as well. Okay, so with all the mechanical stuff tested, it's now time to just check that all the electronics are working as they should. Oh, it's got a bell. I noticed that. Well, that works. I'm going to do the peel because, oh yeah, that's good. Right. Who doesn't love doing that? So, the BK35 comes with a really nice display, and to turn the bike on, we just hold down the power button and it'll fire up, and on the screen will come. Other than that, we've basically got our power settings for assistance, 0 to 3. Let's be honest, we're all going to be in 3. It's a single geared bike. It's got an odometer, battery level, speedometer, and a few other little tricks up its sleeve. So if you press the minus button down, you can hear that kicking up behind me. That is the walk assist mode. And if you hold down the plus button, there's a headlight down there that comes on. Let me show you that. Look at that. How cool is that? And it's quite bright as well. It's decent. That I'm really impressed with. But there's no rear light, which is kind of sad because that means I've got to put one on. But that is awesome. For commuting, brilliant. So with this being a folding bike, the other thing that we need to look at is the folding and locking mechanism. Because any of you that have ever owned a Bickerton know, this is very important. It's got to be easy to use, but also strong. And I really like the design on this. So it's got a big chunky wheel that you unscrew, and as you can see, there's a great big wedge that holds the bike in one place, and then if I just push, it'll fold in half quite easily. Pull it back together again. Tighten it up. There you go. It's ready at that. Brilliant. And then there's that little 6 amp hour battery, which is held in place with 2 keys. Well, you got 2 keys, you only need to use one. To unlock it, you simply twist it and just push the battery up, and off it comes. The battery also has, if you just look on the back, charging port there, and a little button you can press for your battery level, and another sticker I can peel off because I've now worked out where to charge it. So I'm going to take that off. Oh no, should have left it. Oh dear. Putting it back on is more of the same. Just push it into place, push it down till it locks, and then the key comes out, and keep that safe. I just wish it sort of had a light on the back, just to finish it. Another couple of points of note about the Hitway. I am technically just a touch too tall at around 6'4" to be riding this. It is going to look funny. It does fit me, but if you look at Hitway's website, they do recommend for slightly shorter people, but there's enough seat post there for me to be getting on with. And one more thing, Hitway do something with this bike, as you've seen earlier in the unboxing, which I think is a really nice touch, and that is that they give you a pump and tools enough that if you have this delivered to your home, with the help of a few YouTube videos, you could probably get it
to a nice standard for you to ride. And obviously, if you ever go and you're happy with your results, you can take it to a mechanic, get it done properly. I think that's a lovely touch that they also come with a book that helps you through the bike. So yeah, the Hitway comes with its own manual in many, many languages. And when you realise that you get to the English bit, there isn't too much to go at. Good, eh? Nice bike, nice bits, a few extra thoughts. Love it. Okay, so that's a little overview of the BK35, and it would be rude now if I didn't get out and test ride it. So let's get it folded up, loaded up in the van or the car. Let's go somewhere and see what it's like. So, to the van! Right, first job then, before we ride it, is to unfold it. I've folded her up, ready to show you this being put back together. Now, the hinge is still a little stiff, but get it straight like that. Tighten up the locking bit, flip your pedals out. The bar I like, 'cause it's got a double locking system, so it locks on a pin and then on a little quick release as well. Locks in place. Stem up, I'm going a little bit past where it says you can go because I'm really tall and I need it. Saddle up to about the max. Kickstand down, ready to go. Happy days. Let's get a lid on. Right, let's go and see what this is made of then. Okay, so kicking off, I'm going for just no power at all, just a single speed bike. And it's a bit twitchy. It's comfortable enough. I must look ridiculous on this. But it's rocketing along quite nicely, 11 mile an hour. So we've got 16-inch wheels, 2.5-inch width. So this is a proper little small wheel. So far so good, haven't put any juice on yet. Let's power this mummer up. So, the Hitway has 3 modes of electronic assist, I believe. So let's put one on and see what we get. So that's one. Don't feel like it's doing a huge amount, but it's definitely there, I think. Let's give it some more juice. 2. Whew, not bad. And 3. Oh yeah, 3's where it kicks in. Oh yeah, that spins out on 3. Oh my God. Yeah, you don't need 3 on the flat. You end up spinning like a madman. Right, let's drop off a curb, see what that's like. Oh, not too bad. Cheers, buddy. Let's tip it up and over the bridge with a bit of 3, bit of juice. Oh yeah, that's good, that. Just adds a power where you need it. Disc brakes are mint as well, really good. Up and over. All right, well I have to say I think it's level 3 for me. That's brilliant. I think I need a smaller chainring on the back or a bigger one on the front. It's got more to give. 1 and 2 are great for a bit of a tickle, but 3's where it's at. 3's the one. Yeah, just spin it gently. God, you don't even have to put much effort in on 3. And then you want to save battery, drop down to 1 and 2. I think 2's quite nice, 2's okay. Oh, I just want 3. Just want 3. 3's fun. Now, that would be rude not to try. Does it go off-road?
Oh my God, it does. It does in a way. My God, that's terrifying. That's really frightening. Oh, you capable little bugger. With 3 engaged, it'll do it. I mean, it's not the most enjoyable experience in the world, but it works. Getting a bit off-roady. I mean, come on, you all knew I was going to find some dirt to ride on it, didn't you? Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's safe to say mode 3 is like hooligan mode on this silly little bike. It's brilliant fun. And if it can handle this, it means it's going to be perfectly robust for commuter duties. So, doing a good thing here, and well done Hitway. I mean, I've got it set up like that, and it handles great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be doing 30 miles on it, but mucking about in the woods here, brilliant. Now we really need to get it back on the road, don't we? So at the minute I'm kicking along in 2, which is just giving me a little bit of assistance. The bike overall is, I can't believe I'm going to say this, it's very comfortable. Even for me at 6'4", it's comfortable. It's all right. Back this way. There we go, 2's plenty. Across the field. I mean, this is ludicrous. But I want to shake this thing and see if the battery comes out. I want to see if anything comes undone. But overall, I mean, it's a powerful little thing when it's in mode 3. And the brakes, these cheap sort of budget unbranded brakes are fine. And what's more, if you want to get your hands on one of these, they're under £400 now, £399. I'm even going to put a link in the description, one of them affiliate things. Look at me, downhill smooth tarmac, all grown up. He says, whilst riding a tiny wheel bike like an idiot. The irony is not lost. Okay, so it's fair to say that I like this. I think it's right good. Especially when it's in mode 3. I've not used a single jot of battery yet, and at that kind of money, if I was looking for a fold-up bike to take on the train, I would contemplate this. I think that's good value. And I'm not just saying that because they sent me one for review. I probably spent half or more of that building the shopper bike that I built for one of my previous videos. And that's not electric. I mean, it's very good fun, but it's not electric. So this actually represents really good value. So any downsides? Well, at under £400, no. For me, I'd like a wider bar. I know these are folding bikes and they're only for short journeys, but a slightly wider bar for taller, bigger people like me would be mint, would just help so much and probably wouldn't impede others and wouldn't really affect the size of the bike either. What else? Well, it's pretty heavy. I don't know exactly what it weighs, but it's pretty heavy. I mean, it's a folding electric e-bike. It's not going to be light, is it? It's not going to be a titanium Brompton. We ain't got the price tag either. Struggling for a negative here, to be honest. Genuinely. Now there is one. No rack mounts. Sounds daft, I know, but on a small wheel bike that you're going to commute on, you might not want to carry a backpack. I like a pannier rack. But you could just put a seat post mounted one, couldn't you, I suppose? Oh, it's not really a negative. I'm really struggling. I'm so impressed to see alloy levers and nice quality finishing kit on this bike. I don't know whose motor it is, but it's plenty powerful.
I love the 2.5 inch tyres as well. They just really plant the bike and compensates the twitchiness of 16 inch wheels. Yeah, I'm really struggling at 400 quid. It's maintenance free, just oil your chain, charge your battery, job done. Oh yeah, and just leave it in mode 3. You might use more battery, but you'll arrive to work with a massive smile on your face. Okay, so I think you can safely say that I'm quite impressed and a little bit relieved, because whenever you review equipment, which I used to do way back in the newspaper industry, you're always anxious that if something's not very good, you're going to have to dig for the positives and kind of level out the negatives. Well, with the Hitway, that's just not necessary. For a sub £400 folding e-bike, I don't think you'll get anything better. Does it need gears? No. For a rider like me, I'd like a slightly smaller sprocket on the back or a bigger one on the front, because I think I could go just a little bit faster with less juice. But everything else about this is great. We've just thrown this down bridleways, single track trails, anything I could find just to give it a bit of a go. And the only thing I can see that's happened is the handlebars have dropped a little bit, and I didn't even notice. So this thing is a winner. I didn't even get to use my headlight though, but yeah, it's brilliant, genuinely. So thank you to Hitway for sending this to me, and what a great little bike to be the first one to be reviewed on downhill smooth tarmac. And with that, it's time to sign off, and so I hope your next ride is downhill smooth tarmac. Keep your wheels spinning, keep your rubber on the road or your knobblies out on that trail. Be safe out there, look out for one another, be a good human being first, and even better, cyclist second, no matter what you ride. If you get a minute, it'd be amazing if you could like and subscribe for more content, but don't let that get in the way of you getting out and riding your bike. Until next time, it's been Downhill Smooth Tarmac. Thank you.